Rain came down in violent sheets over Eden Ridge, Washington, the kind of relentless storm that swallowed headlights and blurred the road into a shimmering gray ribbon. Highway 12 cut through the dense forest like an open scar, surrounded by towering Douglas firs that seemed to lean inward under the weight of wind and water. Leo Grant had driven this road 1,000 times before. At 36, Leo carried the quiet exhaustion of a man who had already lived 2 lives. His hand, scarred rough, permanently stained with oil, gripped the steering wheel with steady calm. Once, those hands had designed aerospace systems worth millions. Now they fixed transmissions and rebuilt broken engines in a 2-bay garage at the edge of town. Beside him sat his 8-year-old son Oliver, headphones on, sketching robots in a worn notebook. Oliver had his mother's kindness, and Leo's stubborn hope. Maria had believed in him even after the test incident, the one that went wrong, the one the company blamed on him. The investigation dragged his name through the mud until there was nothing left of his career. She stayed anyway, until a drunk driver took her from him on a rain-slicked night, just like this one. Leo never went back to engineering after that. Tonight, they had been delivering a rebuilt transmission to a repair shop in Packwood when something caught his eye through the trees. Orange light. Fire. Leo slammed the brakes before he even realized why. A van had rolled off the road, its side crushed against a boulder, flames licking hungrily from beneath the twisted hood. He was already out of the truck before Oliver could speak. Rain soaked his shirt as he ran toward the wreckage. The driver's door hung open, empty. Then he saw her, a girl, maybe 12. She was slumped against a tree 10 feet from the burning van. Her wheelchair lay on its side nearby. One was still spinning uselessly in the rain. Her blonde hair clung to her pale face. Her legs lay motionless. Leo dropped beside her and felt for a pulse. Strong, steady. Her gray-green eyes fluttered open. "Stay with me," he said urgently. "I've got you." She didn't fight when he lifted her. She was frighteningly light. Her hand clutched something tightly, a silver bracelet engraved with one word, Hawthorne. Leo carried her back to the truck, while Oliver scrambled for blankets from the toolbox. "Is she okay?" Oliver asked, voice shaking. "She will be." Leo grabbed a crowbar and ran back once more, wrenching open the van's rear doors. Heat blasted his face as flames spread. Inside, he spotted luggage, a metal briefcase, and the girl's wheelchair. Half crushed, still salvageable. He dragged out just as the gas tank erupted behind him in a burst of white-hot fire. Leo didn't drive to the hospital. Not yet. She was breathing, stable. The nearest ER was 40 minutes away. Home first. Assess. Decide. The engineer in him still worked that way. Break the problem into steps. At his small 2-bedroom rental at the end of Gravel Road, Leo carried her inside and laid her gently on the couch. "What's your name?" he asked softly. Her lips barely moved. "Bridget." "I'm Leo. This is my son Oliver. You're safe now." Tears filled her eyes. "I don't have anyone," she whispered. Leo believed her. While Oliver sat with her talking quietly about his robot drawings, Leo moved to the garage. He worked by lamplight, straightening the wheelchair frame in a vise, welding a cracked joint, replacing the bent wheel with one salvaged from an old rig. By midnight, it rolled smoothly again. Oliver added a bell and a small headlight. The next morning, they visited the local clinic. Dr. Vanessa Reed examined Bridget carefully, checking her spine brace, her medication levels, her surgical scars. Then she froze. "This hardware," Vanessa said quietly. "This is from Hawthorne Medical Center." Leo showed her the bracelet. Vanessa went pale. "Hawthorne Industries." "I signed an NDA when I worked there," she said slowly. "Leo, people like the Hawthornes don't lose their children by accident." Bridget begged him not to call the police. "My mom said never trust anyone from the company," she whispered desperately. "They'll find me." Leo didn't understand, but he recognized fear. He had seen it in Oliver's eyes after Maria died, so he made a choice. He would protect her, at least until he understood what she was running from. 3 days later, he found the key card hidden inside Bridget's jacket seam. Black, stamped with silver lettering. H Foundation, private access. Vanessa's hands trembled as she examined it. This could unlock secure R&D labs. Leo looked toward Bridget. She's not just running from her father, he said quietly. She's running from what he's hiding. Across the state, in a glass tower overlooking Seattle, Alexander Hawthorne stood watching rain slide down the windows of his office. At 48, he was a man accustomed to control. His empire, Hawthorne Industries, dominated medical devices, energy systems, and private security markets worldwide. But tonight control was slipping. The van signal went dark on Highway 12, said Damon Cross, his head of security. The girl is missing. And the key card? Alexander asked coldly. Missing. Silence. If it's compromised, Damon continued carefully, then Project Axiom is compromised. Alexander turned. Find her. My daughter is secondary. Prioritize the data. Back in Eden Ridge, Bridget slowly began to open up. She drew haunting sketches of forest and fire, and a woman's face Leo assumed was her mother's. Vanessa visited 3 times a week to teach Leo physical therapy routines. One evening, Leo showed Bridget the wheelchair he had modified, motor assist added for uphill terrain. She smiled for the first time since the crash. That night, over spaghetti, Bridget finally spoke. I saw him after the fire, she whispered. The man with gray eyes. He said, it's done. And my mom was still inside. Leo's blood ran cold. Someone started the fire? He asked. She nodded, to stop her from telling. Leo took her hand. You're safe here, he promised. But even as he said it, he knew he might not be able to keep that promise. 2 nights later, Leo's front door security camera went dark at exactly 2 a.m. He woke instantly. No alarm, no sound, just instinct. He slipped out of bed and grabbed the crowbar from beneath the mattress. Oliver's door was closed, soft snores drifting into the hallway. Bridget's door sat open a crack, her wheelchair silhouetted against the window. Then, glass shattered in the kitchen. Leo spun as 2 figures in black tactical gear climbed to the broken window, their faces hidden behind balaclavas. No time to think. He swung the crowbar hard, connecting with the first man's shoulder. The second lunged forward, and Leo drove the metal into his gut, doubling him over. Oliver, Bridget, out the back. Oliver appeared instantly, eyes wide, clutching his stuffed bear. Leo blocked a knife strike with the crowbar, metal ringing against steel, and kicked the attacker backward into the refrigerator. Then he smelled it. Gasoline. A bottle sailed to a window behind them, flames licking up the curtains seconds later. Leo ran for Bridget's room. Oliver had already wheeled her toward the back door, hands shaking as he fought with the lock. Leo grabbed both of them and shoved the door open as the fire roared behind. They piled into the truck. He didn't look back until they hit the highway. His house was already burning. Vanessa led them up a winding mountain road into the Cascades to an off-grid family cabin. No paper trail, no neighbors, no signal. When the kids finally slept, she turned to Leo. Hawthorne's men. Has to be. Leo pulled the key card from his pocket. They wanted this. Vanessa stared at it. We need to know what's on it. If we do this, she warned, there's no going back. Leo thought of Bridget's mother, of the terror in Bridget's eyes. Then we're already at war. By dawn, Vanessa broke through the encryption. Blueprints, schematics, a video file labeled Axiom test logs. The footage showed a sterile laboratory, a cylindrical device crackling with blue energy, and a human test subject inside a containment chamber. The device fired. The man convulsed, collapsed, then move again. Directed energy weapon platform. Vanessa read quietly. 3 test fatalities, all signed off by Alexander Hawthorne. Another file opened. A memo from Eleanor Hawthorne to the board of directors detailing the deaths, and Alexander's direct authorization. It ended with a single line. If this is not addressed, I will take this to federal authorities. Dated 2 weeks before she died in a house fire. Leo clenched his fists. He killed his own wife. And now Bridget's a witness, Vanessa said. And we have proof. They built a 3-layer plan. Backup. Encrypted copies buried beneath the woodpile. Law enforcement. A meeting arranged with federal agents in North Bend. Insurance. A dead man switch emailing 5 major news outlets in 72 hours, if anything happened to them. But Damon Cross was already moving. He called Leo from a blocked number. "Return the data," he said smoothly, "and the girl can go home." "I've seen what you do to people who get in your way," Leo replied. A pause. 48 hours, Mr. Grant. After that, I stopped playing nice." The meeting point Damon proposed was an abandoned riverside warehouse. Leo hated it, but waiting meant letting them set the terms. So he agreed. Bridget was supposed to stay behind. She didn't. Rain hammered the corrugated roof as Leo entered the warehouse just after midnight. Damon waited in the center with 3 men. "Where's the key card?" he asked. Leo held up a USB drive. "Right here." Damon nodded for his man to take it. The file scanned. "It's genuine." "Good," Damon said calmly, pulling a pistol. "Now kneel." Leo didn't move. The warehouse exploded with light. A blinding strobe flared from behind a shipping container. Bridget rolled forward from the shadows, the switch Leo had installed blazing from her wheelchair armrest. Damon's men recoiled. Leo moved. He blasted one attacker with a fire extinguisher and swung it into another's skull. A gunshot sparked off metal. From across the warehouse, an old truck horn blared endlessly. Oliver, deafening, disorienting. Bridget rolled forward again, gripping the recorder mounted beneath her armrest. "You're done," she shouted. "We've got everything." Damon turned toward her. Leo saw red. He tackled the man hard, fists flying in a desperate fight for his children. Concrete met bone once. Twice. Damon went limp. Sirens wailed outside. Federal agents swarmed in moments later. "The man on the ground is Damon Cross," Leo gasped. "Head of security for Hawthorne Industries. He just confessed a murder." The recorder played back his voice. Orders from Alexander were to clean up all loose ends. The woman, the data, the girl, everything. Bridget's tears fell freely. "We're okay now," she whispered. The trial became a media storm. Alexander Hawthorne, CEO, philanthropist, charged with conspiracy to commit murder, obstruction of justice, and corporate manslaughter. Damon Cross faced kidnapping, arson, and attempted murder. The evidence was overwhelming. When Bridget took the stand, the courtroom fell silent. "You were my father," she said, voice breaking. "You were supposed to protect me. Instead, you killed my mom. I don't want your apology or your money. I just want you to know you lost." Guilty on all counts. Damon Cross received 25 years. Alexander Hawthorne received 15. Hawthorne Industries collapsed within a month. 9 months later, Grant and Friends Rehab Corner opened in a renovated warehouse on the edge of Eden Ridge. Parallel bars, adaptive equipment, modified wheelchairs. Vanessa worked full-time as a physical therapist. Leo handled everything else. Oliver greeted kids with his easy smile, showing off robots built from salvage parts. Bridget had made progress too. Months of therapy had restored some sensation to her legs. She could stand now, take short walks with forearm crutches. Every step a victory. The adoption hearing was simple. "Do you consent to this adoption?" the judge asked. "Yes, Your Honor," Bridget said softly. "More than anything." "Then I declare you Bridget Maria Grant." She burst into tears as Leo pulled her into a hug. Oliver wrapped his arms around both of them. Vanessa joined seconds later. For broken people, now whole, that evening at the rehab center, Bridget took 3 steps without her crutches. Just 3, from the parallel bars into Leo's arms. "I did it," she whispered. "You did," he said thickly. Oliver cheered. Vanessa clapped. And for the first time since the fire, Bridget laughed. Outside, the rain had stopped. Sunlight poured through the warehouse windows in warm gold beams. "Dad," she said quietly, the first time she had ever called him that. Leo's breath caught. "You don't have to thank me," he replied, kissing her head. "This is what family does. We show up, we fight, we stay." And for the rest of their lives, they did.